pass together. So we might do something like that. Anyway, guys, much love for the sport. Let's go. Here we go. It is time for the round of 16. We've seen Haas cleave his way through Group Stage 3 by 2-0ing a Laser, who was the champion of the previous year's WCS Valencia. 2-1ing Special. Sorry for the spoilers, guys. You're clicking on the matches in the wrong order. I don't know. I'm trying to create a story from one match to the next, and then I realize people on YouTube just watch whatever's most recent, and I just ruin the previous VODs that they're going to go back to. Shit. Well, sorry, YouTube viewers. You should have been watching on the live stream more. Even if you live on the other side of the world / we're at work or school, you still should have watched on your phone. Dedication, get some. Anyway, long story cut short, it's WCS Valencia. It's the round of 16. Obviously, these matches were played live just last week. We're looking at the replays, and we are focusing on this guy up here. The Protoss player. The madman from Taiwan. He is Haas. I think that's a normal gateway timing, this game. Yeah. But he's still got a cheeky probe. And down here in the bottom left-hand side, the Brazilian beast. The Ranger. From the Ranger, who's a real banger. I don't know. There's nothing that rhymes with Ranger. In the red, he is Kelazhur. Ranger is just Australian, right? Ranger is what we call redheaded people. Does anyone in America? Does anyone in America? Actually, you guys have Summer Heights High and stuff, right? So you guys might have heard Ranger from that TV show. What do you guys call them? Gingers? What offensive names for Rangers? Oh, it's a gas steal. Oh, dirty boy Haas. Kelazhur's like, can you get out of here? Can you leave me alone? You've never heard of it in Canada? Ranger? Oh, no, not with a W. It's like R-A-N. Actually, yeah, the spelling makes no sense now that I think about it. Normally we spell it R-A-N-G-A. Check it out, guys. Second pylon has been hidden. Now, he's not even proxying really fast, but he's tricking Kelazhur into thinking he is. So Kelazhur's like, shit, there's only one pylon in the base. I checked everywhere else. He must be proxying me. So right now, Kelazhur's in full panic mode. He's building a bunker. His Reaper's going to scout. He's super afraid of what could be coming. He's building an engineering bay, and Haas takes his gold base. Oh, you friggin' mind game master, Haas. Oh my god. Look, his Reaper's checking everywhere. This probe, his job is to get caught. Because if he gets caught, Kelazhur's like, well, that confirms you're trying to proxy me. You're running around trying to do some cheeky things. I got to check. And then finally goes, oh god, okay, you've just taken the gold. Enter a robo. And it's a robo hidden in a spot where he will never be checking. The Reaper gets shooed away by the Stalker. Oh my god, Haas is so dirty, dude. Command Center starts, not just that, but Haas actually gets the information that the Command Center started with the Assimilator. Free scouting, why not? And, sorry guys, terrible observing. And already, I think Kelazhur on the back foot here. It's going for a reactor now, after building a Reaper and 2 Marines, so his production's been slowed down. And is it going to be Cyclones? He's going straight for his starport. He's thinking about building units. I wouldn't mind a Hellion. I feel like that Hellion special built on Dreamcatcher really messed with Haas. He's going to be a tech lab on the factory. And the engineering bay, I think, was definitely a panic from Kelazhur. That's the one thing he's really regretting. His command center could have been finished by now, while still having all the other defensive tools that he needs. The bunker was also a mistake. Now he's rebuilding a new bunker on the low ground. Probes transferring to the gold base. The Stalker, of course, can defend that. An Observer to start off. And a Warp Prism. So he's going to go check what's up and confirm what he needs to do. And I think Kelazhur's trying to go Banshees, but because his gas was denied, this doesn't make sense. This is very bad adapting from Kelazhur. I don't like what he's doing here at all. I once again, I've got to say, I think, funnily enough, Clem would be immune to this sort of strategy, because Clem plays 3 racks all day, every day. And obviously, he's not as established or strong a player as a Kelazhur or a Special. But these guys are getting messed up. They're getting messed up by the fact that their gas is getting stolen, and yet they're still trying to go either Mass Cyclone or Banshees. And look at that. The Observer even sees... Well, look at this. He was thinking about building a starport unit. He cancels it. He swaps over and starts a tank and a Viking because the Stalker's coming in. It's a very fast 3-gate Stalker Prism Assault running in. The bunker's not quite ready. The tank's not there. And Kelazhur's in huge trouble. He's only got 1 barracks worth of production. He does not have a lot of Marines because that reactor was so delayed. And these Stalkers, they basically... This is the blink, no blink build. It's where you don't upgrade Blink, but the Warp Prism basically gives you Blink, and you get to shit all over the Terran player if they're not ready for it. The Viking's going to help against the Prism, but oh, that Siege Tank does get out of there. The Kelazhur already taking a ton of damage. Haas here getting an amazing edge in this game. Siege Tank does get a nice shot off. Viking's going to try to get the Warp Prism, but like one volley of 9 Stalkers, I think that kills a Viking. And he can always recall to get out of here. There's no like threat of stim coming down. This base is getting denied mining. He's transferred the workers to his natural. He's sending even more there now. Kelazhur doesn't have a lot of production, and he's in a pretty nasty position. Does get a few Siege Tank shots off here. One Stalker goes down, but most of them are still healthy. And behind this, Immortals on the way. Forge and Twilight about to start up upgrades. Look at this. He's transporting all the Stalkers down from just ferrying, and he's rotating to the other side. There is a bunker there, but Kelazhur... Oh no, he only spots this now. The Viking does get a shot off on the Prism, but that's now it's separated from home. Ooh, looks like it will make its way back down. Bunker's coming down. Siege Tank there, but oh no, the Viking falls. That's huge. Uh-oh. And does manage to slow down this depot from building. Stalkers continue to be annoying. Third base is on the way. Blink on the way. His favorite upgrade. He loves Blink in this matchup. Way oversaturated in his main base, while slightly undersaturated in the natural. We'll need that third mineral line to open up. Still no upgrades. Adding more and more gateways. He's rotating. He's looking to be as annoying as he possibly can. Misclick. He's misclicked there. So he accidentally sent his Stalkers in the wrong direction. And here we go. Here's the problem. If you get off to a bad start versus Kelazhur, you end up so afraid. You're sitting here building tech units constantly. That's where your money's going. Tech units, tech units, tech units. Tanks, bunkers, Raven, Banshee, tank, Raven, Banshee. Where the fuck are the barracks? There's no barracks down. There's only one barracks. Only now is he going to start stim, start his extra barracks production. It's so late. And what this does is it's impotence. It's Terran impotence. Haas is like, if a Terran having a good game of StarCraft was a man gaining arousal in a sexual or intimate encounter, Haas is the grandma walking into the bedroom when things are about to get hot and heavy. It's like the most uncomfortable, awkward thing that could possibly happen right when you're about to get randy that is just going to totally kill the mood. That's Haas's openings every game. And he keeps pulling it off, and these Terran players are kind of stuck there like, ooh, I'm not even interested in getting a bunch of production going right now, / an erection, one or the other, because they're just sitting here. He's just turtled up. He's like, nope, not going to move on the map. He ends up in such a bad position here, and it's not that Kelazhur is playing bad at this point. It's just that the initial response wasn't great, and that mistake carries through now. It gives so much control and momentum to Haas. Haas, we criticize for being quite bad at macro in a lot of situations, for really throwing away a lot of leads in a lot of his games. But when there's literally zero pressure on him, Haas can macro as well as the best player. He's going to macro 95% as well as Zest would in the same scenario, because there's just no pressure on him. There's no disruption. He can do anything on his own clock whenever he feels like it. And oh my god, you D-bag. I'm looking at Twitch chat. I'm just waiting for what the fuck you guys... Oh my god. Some of you guys have seen this game. I haven't watched any of this series. Holy shit. You piece of... Oh. If Kelazhur sees that, that's a psychological victory in of itself. You break. Like, psychologically, if I was in Kelazhur's shoes, I see that Nexus, I break mentally. I'm like, he's trolling me. He's literally playing with me. Like, you... No matter how much you know this has actually got some strategic merit, mining the gold minerals, not a lot, but a little bit, you're gonna tilt so hard after you see that Nexus. Oh no. Kelazhur is trying to turtle up and saying, look, let's just get to a longer game. We'll get back in this. Stims out, takes out a Stalker or two. Haas staying a little bit too close. Those are Stim Marines, Haas. Okay, misjudging this really badly. If they're stimming on you, you have to just run with your Stalkers. What are you doing, Haas? Okay, I mean, yeah, he guns a few Marines down. All right, fair enough. I feel like Haas was definitely fighting too long, but I mean, he did bait like the third stim out, and suddenly the Marines were all red. So, you know, fair enough. Any trade is a good trade for Haas. He's got the economy. He's got the 3 mineral lines, soon to have a 4th one. We're going to see him recall probes there, or is he going to transfer? I don't know. Oh, he's just going to, yep, send him just straight through. He's mined the gold minerals so he can get through there. So you know what's cool? If he mines these mineral patches, 900 minerals off, so about five minutes of mining, they disappear. And then he's got a path into the back door of Kelazhur. Kelazhur still has no idea. He has no information. He's trying to stim forward. Still doesn't have combat shields. It is about to finish. He's getting up his 4th and 5th barracks. He's got 4 reactors. Ooh, Kelazhur's playing Mass Siege Tank Marine. Oh, this style. Okay, so the power of this style is your Marines can gun down Zealots so hard. Mass Zealot just gets wrecked. If there's a certain amount of Marines, because Marines do a lot more damage than Marauders, you can gun them down. And the Siege Tanks make up for the fragility and the weakness of the Marines, because the Siege Tanks gun down things like Sentries from afar, things like Colossi from afar. So there's this kind of combination where also the mineral gas ratio works out, but that's too many Zealots, and that's not enough Marines, so it's not going to work at all. Oh no! Technical analyses aside, Haas has a lot more shit, which is how we explain that one. It's like, well, there's 2 Zealots for every Marine. You're meant to have like 3 to 4 Marines for every Zealot to make that work. And preferably fight in a choke point, not in the open ground. Haas just mind fucked him there. I don't know if Diego even ever saw the gold base. I hope he didn't, because that would tilt the shit out of you. He never even saw the troll base. Well, I mean, to be fair, it wasn't a troll base. It's just Haas was like, look, you're sitting on 2 base forever. And he took up a siege mentality. Have you guys ever heard of sappers? That was a sapper. That was a sapper nexus. Those probes, they were the sappers, man. You know, in ancient sieges, right? And you're like, well, we can't get through their wall. They're like, well, we're going to fucking dig underneath and try to like cave in the wall from beneath, maybe set some explosives under it. You guys remember the big fucking orc from Lord of the Rings in Helm's Deep? And Legolas is like, that's a big orc, and he's got a giant bomb. And he starts shooting arrows at him, and the orc's like, and even though he gets shot by like 6 arrows, he gets the bomb and blows the wall up, and they all run in. It's a legitimate strategy in ancient and medieval warfare. It's a legitimate strategy here as well on Redshift. Sorry. Sorry, map maker. I forgot. I've got to find out who made that map. I love the map. I actually really enjoy it, but I can't help but call it red shit because people get so salty when they lose games on it. They're like, fucking red shit. And I'm just like, lol, 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 lol. But yeah, long story short, there was an incredibly dangerous and probably not worth it valid strategic decision going on by Haas. So we'll give him that. We'll give him that, guys. Let's go into map number 2. Here we go. On the top left-hand side of Dreamcatcher, the blue Protoss. He is Haas. Down here in the bottom right-hand side, in the red, he is Kelazhur. Down 1 game. Really misread what was happening in that last game because he just didn't see the second pylon. So I think after watching these games, if I were to go straight into a tournament series, Terran versus Protoss versus Haas, do you know what I would do, guys? When I scout, I would SCV scout and I would check his gateway and pylon timing. Because if in this case it is a 14 gate, 15 gas, that tells me he's actually going crazy on 1 base, okay? That is like the big tell, the big tell. He might gas steal, he might be running probes around like a sneaky piece of shit, but there is one thing which always tells you exactly what he's up to, and that is if this gateway and cybercore are just too early. So I would memorize the timing the core is meant to be finished off a normal core as opposed to his faster cyber core. I would scout for that, and if I see the core, I would be like, I know exactly what the fuck you're doing. I'm building bunkers on 1 base and camping my ass off. Kelazhur tried to get tricky and pretend he was proxying his barracks. Haas immediately went and scouted for it because Haas is a fucking genius. And Kelazhur's like, cool, I guess it's just a normal build, but my barracks is in an awkward position. Oh, actually, no. He's gone double gas. He's building a marine. He's going to build a factory at home, but that's interesting. Because the probe has all the information. This is a better, I think this is a better scenario for Haas. Because Haas is already 1-basing with super fast tech. Like, I think I would go Robo, but Haas will probably go Stargate here, is what I'd imagine. I wouldn't proxy it. Haas is going to proxy it, because he's changed his mind. He was gonna proxy it there. He's thinking about it. Look, he's moving his probe around. He's like, where Where should I put it? And I think his probe might just be going home now. Yeah, he's going to put it at home. So because it's so fast, yeah, you can just get out like enough oracles to potentially overwhelm the Cyclones. You could even go Phoenix. That's probably what Roddy would do here. I'm thinking about how different people would approach this scenario. But Haas, I think it's just oracles. And you just like dive mineral lines. If he commits, you defend with a mixture of like you don't go all in. You definitely expand. And you defend with like Adept, Stalker, Shield Battery. And your oracles just focus firing the Cyclones. And one of the big tricks, and it's really useful on this map, is sight blockers, because Cyclones can wreck oracles, right? If they can lock onto them long enough. But what happens is if you go up high ground and the Cyclones on the low ground, bam, it breaks the vision. So you can do that and immediately turn around and start fighting. And what happens with the Cyclone lock-on is from when the lock-on runs out, so when it finishes, when it gets broken, there is a 4-second cooldown before it can lock on again. So on this map, anywhere in the middle area, you can just fly over one of these pieces. You can fly over the long grass. Anything like that will break the lock-on. Your oracles can then turn around, immediately re-engage on the Cyclones. And that 4 seconds is like 5 oracle attacks. Like, it's enough time to just kill Cyclones. So Cyclones in the middle of the map are actually really fucking bad versus oracles. But Haas is actually going to go full Roddy on this one. He's going to actually open Phoenix. All right, I like it. This is the really safe way to play it. Really safe. Because those Phoenix can disable Cyclones. You can scout. You can harass. Did the SCV get vision of that natural? It did not. So Kelazhur here, he's still playing very, very just kind of safe right now. 3 Cyclones, 5 Marines. He's still on 1 base. He's got a Viking on the way. I mean, he's not building more Cyclones, which tells me he's going to expand behind this. He's safe. No, now he queues up 2 more Cyclones. Okay. It's a powerful attack. But I mean, realistically, what this comes down to is the fact that everything's 3 Cyclones. So you know what 3 Phoenixes do against 3 Cyclones, guys? They say, do you even lift, bro? And the Cyclones go, apparently not. Because even though these Phoenixes look quite slim, you know, they're going to just lift them into the air. If the Adepts and Stalkers just shift-click the Marines, they will win. Yep, look at that. He focused 1 Marine already. And he used the lift on a Marine. That's weird. That's weird. Oh, okay, he's just going to actually use the Phoenix damage. But yeah, look at this. He's like, oh, cool. And this is the problem you have. Okay, nice landed Viking. Gets 5 worker kills and a Stalker. Okay, that's a big dick maneuver from Kelazhur. Oh my god, 8, 9 probes? Holy shit. Okay, the frontal attack did get shut down. If Haas just pulled his probes away there, though, I think, and warped the Stalker in away from the Viking, that would have been way better. Fortunately, these Phoenix, you see how they went over the high ground? It broke the lock-on. He's just waiting for that 50 energy, and there we go. Yeah, Phoenix shit all over Cyclones. So it's just, there's such a big, powerful unit that's good against everything, and the Phoenix is just like this unit which just disables it one-on-one. And the thing is, the Phoenix is better at defending, right? It's a more flexible unit. It's better at harassing, scouting. You can't just like float a Cyclone into their base, see what tech they're going, float out. So the Cyclones, you know, it's harder to win in this scenario because you're kind of like, well, I need to push in case he's being greedy. Phoenixes pick them up, and suddenly you're in not the greatest position. But hey, missile turret's up. Cyclone's going to do some damage. Not bad, not bad. If it wasn't for those 9 worker kills on the Viking, I would say Kelazhur is just screwed. But as it is, I think he might be okay. Did the Phoenix see the cloak? They did. So he knows there's cloak on the way. A robo does start up. 1 shield battery in each mineral line as well. So single Banshees won't be able to do much. I think one of the coolest things to watch is how wily a Terran player can be with cloaked Banshees. When it's being spotted like this, and part of me does wish he kind of built it further back just so it was harder to spot, but, you know, whatevs. Is like often when players scout it, you think, oh, Banshees are useless, they're bad, there's shield batteries, but already you force shield batteries, that's money. You force an earlier robo than Haas wanted to go. Haas would have loved to just go upgrades Twilight and ignore the robo for a long time. But once you receive a shield battery, what do you do here as Haas, as Kelazhur? And I feel like as Kelazhur, you just, float away, save it for another day. So what you want to do is you just want to keep saving these Banshees, and you want to wait. Wait for him to take a third. Oh no, he's got to, oh shit, he's going to get caught. Oh, Haas is a wizard. Oh my god. Haas is a wizard. To be fair, Kelazhur probably should have pathed around the top side of the map. Haas, being a dirty boy, is going to take the gold base again. But yeah, you want to save these until they go for a third, until they start harassing. Oh, Phoenixes are on my side of the map. Bam! 2 Banshees fly in, pick off 4 probes, run away. Oh, he's transferring probes to the third, grab 5 probes, run away. We saw Maru versus Patience on Acid Plant. I think that was Season 1 of GSL this year. Probably Season 2. Probably Season 2, actually. I'm not sure. Because there's 3 seasons, right, of GSL? I think it was Season 2. There was a game where Maru got totally scouted. Patience was ready, and Maru just kept his Banshees alive. Kept poking in, getting a little bit of damage, forcing a reaction, and eventually he found an opening and killed 14 probes. And the Banshees paid off because they'd both forced a huge reaction, they'd kept Patience more defensive, and at the end of that, they still found a big amount of damage. And it was crazy, because I was like, well, when I do Banshees in this scenario, they do fucking nothing. Speaking of good hiding skills, look at that Banshee. Just hides in the corner. Haas was like, oh, I guess it's not there. And it's going to run out of energy, but no one's looking for it. So that Banshee's going to survive. This is what I'm talking about. You got to be wily. You got to wriggle your way around and find damage with your Banshees, guys. Nonetheless, Haas is in a pretty decent spot, especially if he gets that gold mineral line going. We do have a third CC on the way. So Kelazhur wants to play macro. But right now, what have we got? Reactor, Tech Lab, Tech Lab. Widow Mine production, a much more standard composition for Kelazhur in this game. Why? Because Kelazhur is going up against Stargate play. It knows it's probably going to be a charge lot follow-up because you want to go for more mineral-heavy units after investing so much gas into the flyers. Scans, sees there's no third base. He wants to scout. Yeah, he wants to scout. He's like, look, he's going to kill that Marine with a lift. Sees the fully saturated third and is like, mother trucker. Kelazhur knows what he's up against, but he's got to get more Marine production out desperately. These Marines, are they trapped back there? I think they can get out, but he's just forgotten about them. Combat Shields is almost done. Scans for that Observer. That's 3 scans in a row. That's a lot of money. It's a lot of money. Breaks the rocks, but bit of a Zealot attack already. There's just not that many fighting units for Kelazhur. The Widow Mine shots should keep him safe, though. 3 Widow Mines. As long as he's watching and he burrows these extra Widow Mines, I think... Oh, the lifts! The lifts are huge! Haas comes in with some very nice lifts on the Widow Mines. There we go. Stim goes down. He's trying to get back up, but Force Fields catch a lot of the units. A hot pickup to ferry them back. There's Marines and Marauders that aren't fighting right now. He's got to get down to defend that base. I think he can clear Haas out, but not before Haas forces the lift, kills a few SCVs, forces a big disruption. And this is great for Haas because Haas has got that gold fully mining. Every second that Kelazhur isn't mining on this third, there is a drastic income lead building for Haas. But there we go. Kelazhur wants to trap these units. A charge lot flank. Oh no! Oh no! As a lot of people doing very bad impersonations of me would say, oh no. Shit, what are the upgrades? Only +1 attack versus +1 armor. +2 armor is well underway, though. And, oh, no, Zealot rotation into the main. There's nothing there. Kelazhur forcing the third to change angles. There's so few Marines in this comp. These Zealots are so beefy. And there we go. Zealot thinks about turning around, says, nah, I'm going to siege up in range. Oh, good, quick reaction. Actually runs away with the Prism. And Zealots kill a bunch of SCVs. Jumps down on Widow Mines out there as well. Kelazhur's whole army out of position. Third being forced to lift again. And I thought Kelazhur was going to stabilize in this game and force a longer one, but Haas just super decisive with how he jumped in there. I think he lost all of his Phoenix and his Oracle, but it was worth it. He broke Kelazhur just before the 5-Rex production really kicked in, and just as he was getting the third established. So Haas just found this sweet spot. It's not over yet. There's an upgrade advantage, but Widow Mines can be big. A good shot there. Oh my god. 10 Zealots warping in at a time, but the orbital falls. And Kelazhur will need to wipe this army so one-sidedly to have a chance in this game. Yeah, Force Field's just going to buy time. If I was Haas, I would run the shit out of there right now. I think staying there after killing the third is actually too aggressive, but you know what? Oh my god, another drop in the main. Haas knows better than me. He can just kill a bitch, I guess. Couple of good Widow Mine shots there on the Zealots. Sorry, that zoom out not really doing much for the viewing experience. Adepts warping in. Non-glaive Adepts. Is Haas just trying his style? Is he trying to get in his head, or does he actually think it's a good idea to build Adepts when you've got charge upgraded against Mass Marauder? I don't know. I mean, I guess he's far enough ahead. I think he's just styling on him. Marine drop in the north, gets rid of the gold, forces a recall, quick pickup and boost. A bunch of Zealots and Stalkers are going to recall. These Adepts versus Marauders is, yeah, definitely not as good as Zealots, but whatevs. I mean, you randomly decided to make 9 Adepts in your opponent's base. You catch that drop on the retreat. Kelazhur's in chaos right now, and he's only now starting +1 armor and the armory. His third command center restarts for the second time. And, oh, look at the control over this ramp. He just can't get down there without getting force fielded. Even if he could get down there, it'd be tough to fight this army, but the force fields are so scary. So Viking here, this time patrolling for that warp prism. Haas is like, yeah, let's just take the other gold base now, because that's just the normal 4th base, because I'm Haas. Jesus Christ, I love this guy. I'm like equal parts disgusted and equal parts just amazed and impressed. Look at this. What's your job, buddy? To look out for medevacs? Well, oh, yeah, fuck, we've been spotted, run away. Zealot there. Couple of little spotty boys, but Kelazhur is like, I'm gonna slip out of here. Now Kelazhur knows he is deep in Dick Town. He's gonna try and do some gymnastics to get out of here. He's already done the little wriggly flip. He's done some interesting spinny shit to get these medevacs out of the base, but I don't honestly know if he's going to be able to get much else. Oh no. Oh no. Oh, Kelazhur has to be so efficient to have any chance. Full medevac flies into the stalkers. You know what, guys? This looks great. You've outpositioned him. It's game over. Oh, wait. Oh, he doesn't have energy for recall. Okay, that works. But Zealots and Stalkers are coming in. +2 armor versus just +1 attack. The upgrade advantage is on the side of Haas. Probes are being pulled into the fight, but he can kind of afford to lose those. The Stalkers going for the medevacs don't quite get any of them. And the pickup is complete. Another scan goes down. Kelazhur goes, yes, you do still have 400 things outside my base. Shit. I'm sure in his mind he's like trying to think, like, is there a chance? Like, how? How is that? No. Haas knows. He's trying to bait him into the Widow Mines, but Haas knows how to hold position. Unfortunately for Kelazhur. Oh, okay, there we go. That worked. He's like, all right, gets a bit of efficiency there. He's got a flank. Oh, dude, what are you doing? Oh, no. Ew, no. Okay, barely picks up. Kelazhur with some good reactions there after a bit of a derpy flank starts. +2 weapons is now on the way. We've got libs coming out as well. Kelazhur's thinking about picking up units, but oh, nice blinks, man. Even the rando sentry comes down with its tickle beam. Yeah! This is painful. I feel like Kelazhur is just... this game, you know, it wasn't as bad as the previous one, but it was still... just things aren't going his way. Trying to ferry out here. The Stalkers are just shutting down the medevacs. The Zealots jump on top of the Marauders. There's so much more supply here for Haas. Kelazhur was trying to break the ramp at the same time, but he was getting wrecked on both fronts. GG, well played. Remember, guys, this just came back to the fact that Haas did something which I didn't think. I think he was going to go Oracles, but he actually did something very uncharacteristically Haas, and he said, you know what? I'm just going to make Phoenix and shut down your Cyclone attack. And remember, this was the crucial point here. Just past 4 minutes, thing is, Haas scouted everything. He saw the barracks. He was like, yeah, I know I can squeeze in and expand because your barracks and factory at home. It's not that big of a threat. And he just goes for the Phoenix, and he just plays this very safe defensive expand. That's I think, what Haas really has shown here in Valencia so far, as he takes this 2-0 lead. Did I have the score wrong that entire game? I'm sorry, guys. I'm really good at production. It was 1-0 for Haas. Now it's 2-0 for Haas. But yeah, it's his flexibility, which he showed at Valencia here, which has really allowed him. He needs one more game to close out the series, which has allowed him to go so well. He's not like, oh, I've got to go proxy DTs. He's like, no, you're on one base. Like, I can actually take an economic advantage, defend, and be in a good spot. Now, obviously, what's interesting here is Haas showed some trademark Haas play, so focused on the front that he didn't realize this Viking came in and absolutely dicked him. Whereas if he just sent that Phoenix to lift it or ran his probes away, this would have been okay. Also, warping in a Stalker right there, not that great, because the Viking is like, well, I've already got you to half-life before you even warp in. And this Viking did so much damage, yet despite that, you're like, well, that's pretty good. No, Kelazhur didn't kill any units in the actual engagement and lost like 4 Cyclones and 4 Marines. If he didn't lose 9 probes, Kelazhur would have lost even harder than he did. So this was just like great scouting, great flexibility from Haas. Took an advantage from there, and he defended the Banshees well, he scouted them well, and he just ran with it. Kelazhur did a good job hiding the Banshees, buying time with them, you know, getting some value out of them, forcing a big reaction. But in the end, it just wasn't enough there, and Haas takes the 2-0 lead. So let's go. Booyah says, make sure you cast the Acid Plant game last. Was it the last game in the series?
Stargate's making oracles. What is going on?
Tasteless. Always as amazed with Haas's play, as am I. Thank you, the Probe Toss, for the tier 1 sub. Appreciate the support. Welcome to the pigsty. Rolling around in the mud with the rest of us, amazed at Haas's incredible play. Incredible. Booyah says, not telling, but you should cast Acid Plant last. I'm pretty sure Acid Plant is the 4th game. The 4th game. I'm casting it top to bottom, and I think that's the order. Because I think the replays automatically will sort themselves from like oldest to newest in the folder. Even though, because I've downloaded them all from a zip, I don't know if that actually is valid. We're about to find out. We're about to find out. Next map's Catalyst. Redshift was the 2nd map, people are saying. Alright, let me double check. Shit, apparently I'm casting them out of order. You have to sort by date. Did I not sort by date? I normally keep it sorted by date. I don't think it matters because they're all from a zip file. So like they all don't have like a date or anything because it just counts as the date they were unzipped. Catalyst was apparently the 1st map. Well, I've cast the series out of order. My bad, guys. My bad. All right, I'll do Acid Plant last, I think. And as long as I do that, it should be fine. Professional. I realized because this is a round of 16 match, if I look at the Wikipedia, it'll actually have the proper map order, which the other ones didn't, which is why I cast them in whatever order I found them. But yeah, I should have realized that. I should have been able to check that there, but I was not smart enough to do that. Catalyst, Redshift. Okay. Okay, so we cast map. So basically, here's how it is. We just cast map 2 and then map 3. So now we're going back to map 1. And then we'll get back in order. So it's not too much of a disruption. It's not too much of a disruption, I swear. Thanks for hanging out still, Florencio. Glad you're enjoying the games. Thank you so much, dude. We've got Evan in chat as well. What's up, Evan? All right. So this is actually the 1st game of the series. I'll make sure I check that for all the future Valencia casts I do, because from the bracket stage onwards, you can actually make sure they're in the right order. Whereas the only other way to do that would be to skim the VOD, which obviously would give me spoilers. And I don't want to spoiler myself, because part of the fun for me is actually casting the series while watching them for the first time. All right. Here we go, guys. Let's do it. It is time for the 3rd game in this series, which is actually the 1st game in this series. Because I'm amazing. His name, down in the bottom right, in the red, is Kelazhur. Diego, the Brazilian beast. Known for his prowess at Terran. I was going to make a Brazilian wax joke, but I couldn't quite form it in my mind. I've been streaming for 8.5 hours. You'll have to excuse me. Up here in the top left-hand side, the cheesy Protoss was characterized by his cheesy play and his strength with cheddar, fromage, queso. It is Haas, who's just gone 13 pylon, 12 pylon, 13 gate, 15 gas. Fastest possible gate you can get, guys. This is some filthy shit Haas is about to do. Now, he just scouted for a proxy. He's checking to see if he's being proxied on the way to proxy his opponent. I love you, Haas, you filthy bastard. Takes a 2nd gateway. Hasn't chrono boosted probes just yet. I think he's saving every chrono for his proxy immortal. Yeah, this reminds me of the game against Special on Acid Plant. I'm pretty sure this is proxy immortal. So this probe now becomes what we call the fake probe. Is like, oh look, me only probe on the map is harassing and scouting you. I want to play a macro game. Let's do that. Sounds like fun. His probe's pathing the wrong direction. No, Haas, you can't path in that direction, you silly Billy. It's gonna get spotted. Oh, Haas. With a huge mistake. A huge mistake. And Kelazhur's like, wait a second. What? What did I just see? What the fuck is...
Command center upgrade.
Spots it the second it goes down. The gas steal is complete. Now, does Kelazhur go for that 3-rack solution I was talking about? Or does he still try to do what Special tried on Acid Plant? But with the addition... Oh, he's going to hunt the probe. Probe hunter. But he's going to do it with the addition of protecting the siege tank. He's going for the fast factory. He's going to go for the siege tank. Bunker there would be sick. That's what I was talking about. People were saying, how do you defend this? And I was like, bunker there, because it's really hard to snipe the depots. Also, it's really good for Kelazhur that he spawned in the bottom location, because his add-on is on the inside of his wall. If he spawned up here, it would be accessible. So in this scenario, his reactor is actually going to help him out a bit. Adept snipes the SCV. Shield battery is ready to heal that pylon if it needs to. Adept is also going to get a Marine. Oh, that's a big fuck up by Kelazhur. You should not commit to trying to fight the Robo. I think hitting it with the Reaper, maybe the scouting SCV is not bad because it forces the reaction. But bringing a Marine out, that's a bit of a painful loss. One bunker up top, another bunker here. Shield batteries are already going down. And there we go. Yeah, he's building his tech lab in a safer position than Special had. That's going to help him. Reaper pokes in and just going to try and, you know, stay alive for now. Maybe use it to scout a little bit later. And here we go. Marine's going to get in that bunker. There's going to be a siege tank out so early. It's already an extra depot on the way. That's actually, I do this all the time. That's a preemptive depot because he's assuming some of these are going to get sniped by the Immortal. I think it's actually better to start your siege tank and then start the depot if you want to get really specific with how you defend this cheese. The Adept Shade once again being used to spot the high ground. Only one Marine shooting from... There we go. Okay, more Marines. 3 Marines in the bottom bunker now. The Immortal not really finding the damage it wanted. SCVs are trying to break that gas, and that's why I really love the 3 racks. If you get your gas stolen, I just feel like it's kind of nasty. Having to pull SCVs to break that gas, it's a little bit awkward. But once he sieges his tank up, it'll break it. So the Reaper's going to come in. Diego, of course, has incredible mechanics. He's just keeping some units at home, keeping some threat up. He's going to try to get a probe. Is he going to get it? He will, but he's going to lose the Reaper for it. No, Reaper gets out. Very nice. Siege tank is sieged. Uh-oh, siege tank is way too far forward. That's way too far forward. Kelazhur! Oh my god, I keep talking about how you got to put your siege tanks in safe positions. There's no way it should have been any further than here. Psychopath. Psychopath Kelazhur. No way he should have done that. Especially because he doesn't have a starport, so he doesn't have a Viking out. Oh no. Oh, I mean, everything else was so perfect in his defense. Yeah, no closer. Even that's almost too close. But he's got so many Marines now, I think he'll be okay. So yeah. Oh my god, look at this. No fear from Haas. He's got so many shield batteries. He just drops on it. Hungry Immortals strike again. Fucking brutal, but the shield batteries are running very low. He can't keep this up. As long as Kelazhur pulls more SCVs to repair, he's totally fine here. Yeah. Because the shield batteries will run out of energy, and Kelazhur has 2 orbitals. Like, he's dropping double mule. Bunker does fall, which is a bit unfortunate. He's supply blocked. He's only now getting those more depots down. This is getting way dicier than it ever should have. Kelazhur with some sloppy siege tank placement, underestimating what 7 shield batteries, 8 shield batteries out front your natural actually means. And the Immortals are actually getting the damage done here. Oh my god. Oh my god. He's got 1 siege tank that'll pop, but he can't build another one after that. He's got no production other than that reacted barracks. He's only got 10 Marines, and there's 3 Immortals out. Siege tank! Hungry Immortals! Go! Hungry Immortals! Get the siege tank! Kelazhur, save it! Please get it out of there. The Hungry Immortals do not find the siege tank this time. They're going to have to just focus fire SCVs for now, but he's actually shooting the bunker. That's not a good idea. Uh-oh. Ooh, Hardened Barrier does proc on that Immortal. Does come out and keep it alive for a few more seconds. This siege tank, that's what we call a safe position. This time, oh no, he's going to move it forward. Don't be a madman. Get out of there, siege tank. Get out of there. Oh my god. Haas just doesn't give a fuck. He's got 0 fear with this prism. This is sick. It's like watching Freddy Krueger in a kindergarten. He's just fucking running around, just fucking slicing these kids' faces open, and there's no fucks given. Kelazhur right now is building 3 bunkers with Marines. He's trying to get more barracks down so he can spend his money. Siege tank, hungry immortals. Just click on the siege tank and it goes down. Oh my god, this is a nightmare. This is a nightmare. This is what Terran fucking nightmares are made out of. This is disgusting. Oh my god. The Immortals are all into the double digits of kills, or at least 2 of them are. The Marine count getting lower and lower. Another siege tank finally pops out. There's 37 SCVs though. Kelazhur is losing so many units, but it doesn't matter because he's dropping double mules and he's got like 400 SCVs to replace them. Meanwhile, Haas on a monstrous 18 probe economy up here. I guess he lost a bunch of probes to the Reaper. I don't know what happened. Let's check. 3? He lost 3 probes to the Reaper. He just never had much of an economy to begin with. He's actually pulled off gas just because he realized he's like, oh, I'm going to need more money. At this point, I think Haas surely has got to be considering that he might not be able to break him. Oh, that time the siege tanks unsiege. They get out of there. Hungry Immortals are going to leave this one with nothing but a lick on the bunker. No full meal for the Immortals. A couple of Adepts ready to shade in. At this point, Kelazhur has been so stuck in one base. I mean, Haas has probed a little bit, but like, maybe it's time to transition? Haas is like, nah, I've got 9 shield batteries. I don't fucking transition. Oh, there's a Viking! There's a Viking! Finally! He's gonna get punished. The prism goes down. And welcome to Dicktown. Diego opens his arms wide and says, come on, buddy. Come on a trip to Dicktown. You just got fucked. And finally, he's getting a little bit of revenge on. But oh god, Haas pushing forward. That is 3 Immortals. The barriers are already gone. The siege tanks and bunkers are healthy. I think Kelazhur's held on here. Oh, the siege tank friendly fire takes out 4 SCVs. And doesn't really matter. He's got 31 SCVs. He doesn't care. He's still dropping mules. The only problem is his base might mine out quicker than Haas's because of the mules, right? Like, way quicker. So he's going to have to float that command center somewhere else. He's sending 2 Vikings across the map. But that means this Warp Prism is going to have a bit of an opening to potentially get in there. Remember, guys, a Warp Prism above 9 shield batteries has the hit points of 6 carriers. So he might just stand there, but the thing is, Kelazhur's further back than Special was, so I don't think it matters. Stim's finally on the way, Medevac's on the way. 1 Stalker at home, ready to intercept the double Viking counterattack. Alright. Remember, guys, they have, of course, 20 damage versus Mechanical. Ooh, good micro here from Haas, but he's going to lose 1 Stalker, and he's going to have to pull probes to fight the other. There you go. Oh my god, have you ever seen a Viking get stutter step? Look, he's even trying to kill the Stalker. He's going to get it. And he grabs a probe. Oh, 2 probe kills, 2 Stalkers go down. Okay, not game ending, but there we go. Picks up 8 Marines, zooms across. The Observer sees everything. Haas, not going to try to deal. Oh, is he going to chase it with the Prism? No, he's going to flank around, try to get the siege tanks while running up the ramp. The Adepts are going to shade on top of the siege tanks. These Immortals are going to run from the front. Those Immortals are going to drop from behind. Here we go. Hungry Immortals. Go for it one more time. And I bet Kelazhur really wishes he kept a Viking alive right now, because these Immortals are going to be a real pain in the ass. But the siege tanks are covering them. The Marines staying close to the siege tank's zone of control. You can see these white circles, these white dotted lines. That's, of course, where they can reach to. The siege tanks are unsieging right now. The Marines unloading from the bunkers. Kelazhur says it's time to fight the shield batteries. And I think he's just going to go for it. Here we go. 9 shield batteries trying to heal the shade on top of the Marines. Oh, God, this is frightening. The SCVs have to get pulled. They have to get pulled. The Immortals, though, they're getting dropped on top of the siege tanks. Hungry Immortals. But no, he needs to drop them closer. This Immortal wrecking the siege tanks. Holy shit. Is he going to do it? No, he's not. He's almost going to break him. But all Kelazhur needs to do is survive. This siege tank dishing out the hurt. His drop cleared the entire economy behind it. And the bunkers still stand strong as long as Kelazhur survives. But he's out of minerals. His main base is out of minerals. He can't repair any longer. He's out of minerals. Even though Haas has no economy, the repair money is gone. That sentry, though, taking some damage. That Guardian Shield doing the work. The mules getting a bit more minerals. He's able to repair the bunker more. The base is going down for Haas. Haas will not be able to rebuild his economy. He will lose everything behind this. Both players left with next to no units at this point. This is an insane game here. Haas is so close to closing this one out, but he doesn't have any money. He's just lost another Adept. 1 more Adept, very low. Goes back to the shield batteries. He's got a Zealot there that he's forgotten about as well. Oh, man. I mean, what do you build as Kelazhur here? Just Marines, right? Or just even repair. The shields can regenerate. But eventually, this money will run out. There's only about 400 more minerals left on this base. But, I mean, Kelazhur. He's hanging on. And the thing is, there we go. He's just going to keep muling that. Eventually, he can float that command center elsewhere. Haas loses another adept. That Zealot taking damage as well. This Observer seeing everywhere. Everything like the pervert that he is. The Warp Prism's like, all right, let's dive in, try and deny the mining. I don't know if Haas realizes how empty this base is. He maybe could play for the draw. If he keeps all of his units alive, and especially if he gets rid of that medevac, because the medevac, of course, represents damage over time. Scan finally gets rid of the Observer. Then maybe he can just deny Kelazhur from getting any other bases, right? Using Warp Prism Micro, using shield batteries. Ooh, the siege tank! The repair gets the siege tank out. The medevac ferries it away from the Hungry Immortals. Apparently there's a second immortal out? What? Where did that come from? Has he just been chilling on the map this entire time? He's just going to drop the immortals forward and go for the siege tank. But that one immortal just derped out. It got stuck behind the other one. And now they've both lost a lot of their hit points. And that really weakens their strength in any future dives. I think if he rotates around the backside, he might get it again. As Kelazhur, I'd be very tempted to build a Viking in this scenario just to stop that sort of thing. As I said, though, any mule he drops out there is going to be big. The Zealot is going to go and try to intercept that. These hungry immortals still roaming around ravenous. You know, once they've had the taste of siege tank treats, they just cannot get used to a siege tankless diet. They are fucking mechasauruses, man. They love to fucking eat the mech. They love to eat the siege tanks. Ooh. I love this fucking dance, man. It's the funniest thing. All right, Marines and SCVs. Here we go. Kelazhur's still only got 45 minerals left for repair. Both players locked in a little bit of a no man's land. I mean, if Haas had played this more conservatively and defended the drop, I wonder if he'd have a better chance of winning. But I think his dive on the siege tanks for the adepts was pretty great. It's just his immortals took a little bit long to focus fire them, so maybe could have broken out a little bit sooner. Ooh, get out of there, there's a Viking. Yeah, Kelazhur sharing my thoughts on a Viking being a fucking good choice to get rid of that prism. Hungry hippos have to piss off back to Shield Battery Town. And yeah, so he's thinking about moving the siege tank forward, but like, you can't break this position. If you go near those shield batteries, they're just gonna pick away at your units while healing. I think as Kelazhur, you need to just ferry everything down here. Yeah, bring everything down to that base, and I think you can defend. So yeah, he wants to evacuate, but you can tell Haas is shading up, and Kelazhur doesn't want to get caught unsieged with like his bunker not there and stuff. So he's going to try to move forward a little bit. Okay, he's going to try to push Haas off the high ground. I think this is a good choice. So you'll see Haas now doesn't have high ground vision except with the prism in the shade. So Kelazhur's like, look, if we can just keep pushing him back little bit by little bit, then maybe we can just... This siege tank's going to try and get rid of the Zealot. I think that's a bad choice. That seems like a bad choice to me. I don't know, man. If you can kill the Zealot, it's big. It's big. But the Zealot just hold positions a bit further away. The SCVs are about to move up. Okay, Haas sees it. They sees the move. He's got to dive. He's got to stop this relocation. He cannot let this base mine. He's got to stop it right now. Hungry Immortals dive in, but nah, the Viking, the Marines say, get fucked. Oh shit, they've got stim as well, don't they? I forgot about that. Those are dangerous, man. Those Marines are going to try and cut off the prism from getting back. This is a crazy maneuver from Kelazhur. Yeah, get out of there, dude. That's a little bit brave. All right. Yeah, he's going to run back up there. Loses 2 Marines on the retreat. But if he can just heal them now with the medevacs, and oh my god, even just one round of mining would be huge. Saves the siege tank. Nice moves from Kelly. Kelly able to save those. The Viking here doing a good job. He's going to just unload, move the SCVs. I think he's got the numbers. Hot pickup on the siege tank. The hot pickups on the siege tank, and the Viking shoots down the prism with the Immortal in it. The hungry Immortals finally get snapped. Oh, what a game. What a hold. Kelazhur. His life would have been so much easier if he didn't put those first 2 siege tanks so far forward. You've got to be more conservative when someone builds 8 shield batteries in your natural. You put your siege tank way back. Like, what you do is you choose what you think are a good distances. Then you say, let's be a bit safer. And then you pull it back another fucking few spaces. Because if you let those immortals snipe your siege tanks, you get wrecked. And suddenly, Kelazhur, what should have been a clean hold considering how good his initial defense was, becomes a barely hanging on by the edge of his fingernails. But he brings the game back. It's now 1-2. 1 win Kelazhur, 2 for Haas. So siege up in your mineral line? No. No, dirt biker. Did you not listen to what I said? Siege up behind your mineral line. With 4 bunkers and a missile turret around the siege tank. That's what you do, okay? Oh my god. Damn. Alright guys, I'm very quickly, I'm going to load up the next map. I believe Acid Plant is the map I meant to be casting last. So next one should be Lost and Found. I'm going to grab a glass of water while this game loads up. Will be 1 second. Thank you so much, Winterval, for the Twitch Prime sub. Thundertoss, Thunger, Bit Cheer. Much love, friends. Really appreciate the support. Oh my god. This is a crazy series. This is like living up to and exceeding my expectations. People are talking about the most played race in chat. I believe Zerg is the most played, isn't it? Or is it Terran? I think you can only check it by server though, right? So it's different on each server, I think. Hmm.
You want a piece of me, boy?
Hey, Colin Chap, dude, thank you so much for the 600-bit cheer. Commentary was free. Fan freaking tastic. Great match. Thank you, dude. That match did not go the way I thought it would. That was crazy. Zerg is least played overall? Really, Vidane Evan? Wow. That's interesting. Cool. It's Terran by a lot? I guess that makes sense because most new players always play Terran. And when you look at a game like StarCraft or any game that has a single player and a story, something like 50% of players only play the story, right? And maybe they play like one ladder game or something, or like they play like a verse AI match. So a lot of those people only play Terran because they played the Wings of Liberty campaign. Terran's the most kind of straightforward and familiar race. They're the humans, right? People just, for whatever reason, psychologically go to familiarity. So that makes sense. That's interesting. It depends what stats you're looking at, right? 1v1 ladder versus team games versus stuff. Interesting discussion. Keep it civil would be all I ask, guys. Don't attack each other. Thank you very much for the support, guys. We are going to map number 4 of this insane series. This man down here has weathered a beating. Even though he's got that map on the board, it was barely by hanging on. He was so close to losing that map, but he's got a point on the board. He's got to win 2 more to close it out. The best Terran from Brazil. Probably the best Terran from the Americas before, for a little bit there. I would say when Diego was coming into his own, Special like maybe wasn't performing quite as well for like a little period there. Actually, that's bullshit. I think Special's always, definitely in TVT when they match up, Special's I think always had the better of him. Anyway, the second best American Terran, he's Kelazhur. And up in the top right-hand side, in the blue, the Protoss player, the cheesy madman, it's Haas. So, if the gateway's almost finished, and you're only at 16 supply, yeah, that's a 14 gate or a 13 gate, guys. Once again, one of the fastest possible gateways. And SCV is going to go scout. As I said, what would I be scouting for if I do this, guys? I would go in there, I'd say, your Cybercore is way too friggin' early, you don't have as many probes as you should, and I would immediately just build my CC on the high ground. That is how I would play after seeing the way Haas has played versus Special and how he's played this series so far. And I'd bunker up and stuff. And what? That's a fake cannon rush. He's fake cannon rushing. He knows that Kelazhur will be watching out for it. Forces a bunker and then cancels it. Okay, it was a massive... Yeah, he knows. And Kelazhur walled off. And that already kind of hurts Kelazhur's build. Because it slows down a command center or anything. Oh my god. He knows Kelazhur saw the series with special, is no doubt worried about a cannon rush on this map, and is prepared a response. Just kind of fucks with his head a little bit. Oh, such a dirty boy. He likes to just fuck with people's heads, and that's that. he likes to fuck with people's head. Jesus, my grasp on the English language is of a whole new level. All right, Reaper's gonna come down. And is like, all right, that's a pylon. Yeah, yeah, it is. All right, Haas is going deep on the mind games. I think because the okay, so what's happened? A lot of people looking at this might go, "What the fuck? This game plan makes no sense." Haas was going to proxy here, but because he saw the SCV come into his base early, he just flicked a switch and said, "We're going down a different branch." If this is spotted this early, if you're not even going to build your CC on the low ground, no point building a Robo or a Stargate or a Gateway out here. And he just changes his plan. Just changes his plan. Says, "Look, I'll just chrono an Adept. I'll proxy something somewhere else. My Adept's going to get some kills. Fuck with you. You're really worried about what's coming next. I'm just expanding. Guess what? I'm going to go DTs." It's fucking so flexible. It's that ability to shift so seamlessly between different branches. And this is what you learn when you cheese on the ladder a lot. If you don't do it in a very reductionist way where you're like, I do this attack and it either works or it doesn't work. But you start scouting a lot. And this is one of the things you'll see with Haas, you know. He is constantly scouting. And if he sees his opponent gaining information and reacting in a certain way, he just immediately changes gears. He's like, nope, gonna change it up. And it's his ability to do these Nexus builds, which has been so cool. Oh, I don't like this engineering bay block. I think it's, especially against a guy like Haas. So the idea with this, right, is you build an engineering bay, you don't finish it, and it's going to take forever to clear because it's got so many hit points. Oh, Reaper's trying to get a kill at the same time. Okay, so this is distracted. It allows the Reaper to get in reliably, which is nice, but the Reaper will die because Haas's micro is on point. Nope, just does barely survive. Sees a second gateway, but yeah, basically it just stops mining from being as efficient. But because this has been such a slow expansion, like Haas doesn't really have that many workers anyway. He's pulled off gas. That's weird. He's building a gateway there, and it's blink. So this is like a 1.5 base blink timing. Why has he pulled off gas? And then he's going to put back on. He actually knows the gas timing so well that he's like, look, I've already mined too much gas because I was planning for the proxy. I just need to get my gateways down. I need my minerals. Clears the engineering bay, gets the proxy gate, and now he should put back on gas. So that's a mistake. He's got to put back on gas very soon, or it's definitely a mistake, and I'm giving him too much credit. Put back on gas. Haas, you're not going to be able to warp in Stalkers constantly off 4 gateways if you're only mining with 3 dudes. We'll see how it goes. So it is 4 gate blink. He's going to be able to do quick warp-ins here, poke the front. Obviously no high ground vision, but the natural can get sieged up pretty well. Now there's a tank and a Raven on the way, so this is actually Kelazhur in a pretty good position. He saw the extra gateway, saw the natural, but he's just playing very safe. The Raven blocks DTs, while also just being a useful unit, and the siege tank plus the bunker will really help. These Marines are here as well. Obviously, he's keeping them in a middle position in case a Prism comes in or a Blink in the main. Doesn't know that it's Blink yet. And his Reaper is going to scout for that base. Finally, does put back on gas, does Haas, and I guess he timed it out just right. Apparently, the man knows his mineral gas ratio is better than me. Blinks forward, gets the bunker, but he gets kind of punished for it a little bit. Ooh, and loses another Stalker there, and suddenly that's... Yeah, the siege tank's done some hurt. The Marine count's still healthy. The Stalkers are bruised. Probe production getting chronoed at home. Haas realizing he's not going to be breaking him. Oh my god! Oh, blinks on, gets the tank. Adepts on the Marines. Would have loved to get a siege tank friendly fire shot on those Marines. But nonetheless, gets the siege tank. Not worth it though, because there's another tank about to pop out. And that's going to... Oh, and there's a Banshee with Cloak going across the map. He sees it with the gateway and is like, shit. Oh, and the Reaper blocks the third. Kelazhur finally getting in control of one of these video games. Haas tried to play flexibly, but yeah, Kelazhur just ready for it. Playing very safe generically, and without knowing exactly what was coming, is going to be in much, much better control. And look at this, saving Cloak to the last second. Saving Cloak to the last second. Does take one volley of fire. The shield battery was so slow. Oh, that's so greedy from Haas. He knew that. I think he thought that Cloak wouldn't be ready yet. he said, you know what, I don't think you got Cloak just yet. The Banshee's just leaving. It's probably your first Banshee. Cloak's probably only halfway done. And now he's regretting not dropping those shield batteries instantly because he's going to lose a ton of mining time. Already 5 probes down. Oh. Seven probes and the Banshee's going to get out of there. Oh, man, that's frustrating for Haas. The Observer's about to pop. The Banshee's already home free. Another Banshee coming across. No third started. Kelazhur's in a pretty awesome economic position. Raven and Marines clearing out the proxy gate. Multiple siege tanks are out. And it is going to be stim and combat shields. Third command center going up to 5 barracks. Oh, just clean play. Controlling position here for Kelazhur. DT Shrine goes down. The Desperation DT Shrine for Haas. When behind Douchebag Shrine. That is what they say. Don't think it's going to be enough this time around, though. Haas is no doubt moving across with the Stalkers, hoping to snipe the Raven when Kelazhur moves out, and then hoping to just get DTs in, probably in the mineral line, and at the same time, he's going to be trying to wear down any sort of 2-base push that Kelazhur sends his way. Because he realizes right now, raw material-wise, Diego's going to have so much more stuff than him. Observer sees these Banshees, going to have to warp in Stalkers at home. Yep, 3 Stalkers ready. Observer is on follow command on the Banshee. So if they come in, he'll let them get deep and he'll blink on them to make sure they go down. This pylon gets spotted by a Marine. Scan here from Kelazhur, and he's got these Marines scouting everywhere for hidden bases. That's why he went up here. He's like, okay, you still don't have a third? So Kelazhur says, I'm just going to camp. And this is exactly what Haas didn't want to have happen. He wants him to move out, not be watching for a second, blink in, kill the Raven, run away. DTs come in from all angles, and he creates a chaotic, messy game. Realizing this isn't going to happen, Haas is going to start to drop a third base, as we can see on the minimap. Gets one of the Banshees. Good reaction, though, with the Cloak there. I would have lost both Banshees 100%. And this Marine's going to come in, scouts the third base, and Kelazhur says, okay, yeah, you are going to now try to go for a third because I'm turtled up so well. So Kelazhur's going to start thinking about pushing out. Oh, Raven exposed, Raven exposed, Raven exposed. Does pull it back. Haas does not find the munchies on that Raven. He'd love to kill that Raven. Ooh, gets it. Does get it. And where's the DT warp in? He's warping in 5 more Stalkers, right? Oh, he's going pure blink stalk. He's going to try and wear this down. He's going to blink over the rocks. Oh, he leaves 2 Stalkers behind. He's going to try and hide him in the corner. He's going to go for a big Stalker counterplay. He's going to try and base trade with Stalkers. So he's not relying on DTs. I think he realizes there's not much chance of it working. Banshee comes in, starts to kill a ton of probes in the main. Shield battery's worn out of energy there, so it must have been there for a while. Stalkers are going to blink in. They're going to try and overwhelm here. Accidentally shot his own Stalker for a second there. He's going to try to get on top of the production. On the other side of the map, there is no hope for Haas to stop that army. But if he can get rid of all the production and SCVs here, then he can win with DTs. He's got to snipe all the orbitals, though, which is why he's focusing on reinforcing this push more than anything. DTs are now coming in. They are going to take out some of those Widow Mines, but we've still got scans. 4 scans saved up. Oh, no. DTs are going down. The Stalker's trying to fight here, but the Stim Bio, the SCVs, are actually wearing down most of these Protoss units. At the same time, there's no resistance at home. And Kelazhur playing very well here. I love the way Haas tried to engineer a base trade. He said, no defense at home. Get on top of your units, cut off your reinforcements, then bring the DTs in and wear you down in a sort of messy, sloppy, scrappy game. And that had the potential to bring it back despite being at a terrible position. But Kelazhur holds strong, ties it up 2-2. We have a game 5. Oh, yeah. Pig is the type of guy to look his barber in the eye when he's getting a lineup. What's a lineup? What is it? What's the lineup? I don't know what that means. So yeah, no, that's all right. So are you trying to say I'm confident? I look people in the eye. Yeah, I'm pretty confident. You know, pretty awesome. So I don't know if you're. I have a new subset of troll in my chat lately, guys, and what they're trying to do to get under my skin is saying that I am a homosexual. Now, if this was 1964, this might be offensive to me. I might get a little bit upset, and I might say, no, I'm a real man's man. I'm not gay and get upset. But we're in a year called 2018 where I'm like, even if I were gay, even if I'm not gay, which I'm not, I'm like, I don't see how it's an insult. It's 2018, I don't care. People can fuck whatever they want to fuck. People can do whatever they want, you know? I don't feel like, it's not like in the 1960s, I'd be like, well, I don't like gay people because they'll mess with my family. And you'd be like, well, how? And they're like, think about the children. And you'd be like, that doesn't make any sense. And they'd be like, the church though, what about what God says or something? And I'll just be there kind of like, yeah, okay, buddy, good on you. So we're in 2018 where we don't care. But whether I'm gay or not, I don't care. Doesn't matter. I would say I'm technically not, from never having been interested in wanting to have sex with another man, having a girlfriend for the last 8 years, many more girlfriends before that. But you know what? I like that you guys are trying to do it. You know what? It sometimes it's like in StarCraft. You've got to pull out an anachronistic strategy, right? Sometimes your builds aren't working for you. And this is actually why I started the Book of Filth, right? And sometimes you're just lost in a matchup. You need to try something way out there to get a win. So you need to dig deep. So you go back through history and you're like, well, what really offended people 60 years ago, you know? And you kind of pull that out and you go, you are gay. Ha! Unlike my builds in the Book of Filth, which I'm going to be looking back 3 years from now and I'll be like, oh, fuck, I forgot about the teabag build. And I'm going to do it. People won't have played against it in years and they'll get fucked up. Insulting people about being gay, though, that would not qualify for the Book of Filth because it's not filthy. It's a sad attempt to get under me skin. Did not work. Did give us a bit of fun, though. Thanks for hanging out, guys. We're going to go into game number 5 here. It's Acid Plant up in the top left-hand side. The Red Terran, his name is Kelazhur. Kappa Pride. I always found Kappa Pride a little bit weird because Kappa means sarcasm, but I'm like, is there just a pride emote or a rainbow emote? I don't know. Is there one? So I'd probably use that one. Down here in the bottom right, in the blue, it is Haas. Oh my god, that's a normally timed gateway. The fuck is this madman doing? He's like, you know what? I've built my gateway on 13 supply. I've built it on 14 supply. I'm gonna really fuck with your head and just build it at the normal time. Now he scouted for a proxy because he knows Kelazhur likes to do proxies. But at this point, Kelazhur's like, fuck you. Please stop. I am going to just SCV scout. As I said, this is the same as the previous game. This is exactly what I would do if I was playing Haas. And he sent a second probe out. And Haas is... Oh, this is what he did on Redshift to freak Kelazhur out. Kelazhur, you've got to look at the Cybercore timing. Remember how he just hides a second pylon and then does a normal build? With, like, delayed tech? No! Kelazhur, you got to go in! Check the core timing! Oh, I was talking about it. You got to check the core timing to see how much he's committing. Because now Kelazhur is going to do what he did on Redshift, where he plays overly safe on one base, even though Haas is just going to expand, I think. I think Haas is just going to expand. We'll wait and see. This time he blocked the gas steal, and this SCV's alive for now. Hungry probe, though. There's nothing a probe loves more than sneaking up behind a drilly boy and giving him a bit of a massage. This one, though, says, no, don't touch me. Apparently this SCV is a little bit uncomfortable with man-on-man contact. Maybe he also is one of me Twitch chat trolls. Maybe came from the 1960s a little bit. He's like, don't touch me. I'm not gay. I'm like, mate, he's just giving you a shoulder rub. To be fair, the probe was a little bit more sinister than just a shoulder rub. He actually wanted to tase the fuck out of him. Nonetheless, Thundertoss with the 300-bit cheer. Much love, mate. Thank you for the support. And it is going to be a Stargate. But, as I said, he's just going to expand first. Thankfully, the Reaper's going to spot this time, so he's going to have some info on that. And, oh no, his command center's on the low ground, but it's a delayed command center on the... Oh, this is what I'm talking about. Kelazhur, no! Oh, he's getting his lines crossed. He can't get a solid read on what Haas is doing. Has to cancel the command center and restart on the high ground. It's already a very late command center. At least he's not committing as much to Cyclones. That was his big mistake on Dreamcatcher, which got him screwed in his position. Remember, it's Phoenix. It's very similar to Dreamcatcher, but this time, at least Kelazhur's not overcommitting to those Cyclones. And he's got, you know, both gases, so this is not like the game-ending position that you'll end up in if you just throw away 3 or 4 Cyclones into Phoenix play. But I still think it's reasonably nice for Haas, especially because Kelazhur doesn't know what the tech is and he's freaking out. He's searching every corner. He's like, let me see what you're doing. Let me see. So Dept having a bit of a perv is like, yeah, you're going to go Banshees or Ravens. So he's probably going to queue up an Oracle. You know what? You wouldn't go on Oracle. You just start an early Robo. As Haas, after spotting that Adept Scout is so valuable, I would 100% start a Robo right now as Haas. But he might choose to delay it. There is going to be a Raven first, Cloak on the way. He's going to go a Banshee second. You do get very slow production with this build. His Siege Tank's also not that early. He's going to start trying to secure that natural now. The Reaper's still having a bit of a scout. The Phoenix are just hiding. And there we go. The Robo goes down. Haas just macroing. He's just playing a safe defensive macro game. And he's hoping once again for Kelazhur to overextend into him. Now, because Kelazhur hasn't done anything too crazy, obviously Haas has got to use these. If he catches the Raven. Oh my god, the Raven's about to pop as the Phoenix fly in. You cannot get any less lucky than this. Oh my, cancel the Raven, cancel it, cancel it. You're going to lose it. No. Oh, yeah, cancel the lift. And that's a dead Raven. Oh, no. Oh, my boy, Diego. No. Anyone who has their Raven pop out right as Phoenix fly over their starport knows that feeling. It's like, you're just like, why? Oh, that was such an important piece of the puzzle. That Raven. And now he's losing SCVs. Phoenix have seen everything that's going on. Oh. Haas. 39 probes to 26 SCVs. He is in control. I love this, you know? There's nothing cheesier than playing a macro game. When you have a reputation like Haas, just playing a macro game, he's like, nope, just gonna hide the Phoenix though. So there's no way you can scout it. Last spot you would possibly scout. Oh god, cloak. Oh, he cancelled cloak. He cancelled cloak. The Banshee's just gonna die. Haas not paying attention. No, there we go. Paid attention. Just a delayed reaction. Oh, damn. All right, Diego's going 3cc on 1 racks. Is he playing mech? No, okay, he's going to start extra barracks soon. Okay, so Diego's going to turtle. And what is the response going to be? We've got Immortals on the way. We've got Forge, Twilight Council. Third base is halfway done. I feel like as Haas, you just go to like 3 base saturation. And normally, like, I would say make Psystorm and do other things. But knowing Haas, he's going to go probably just for a massive charge lot army. Actually, probably. Do you think he opens Blink? I think with this many Phoenix out and this much control, he goes straight into charge, Immortal Sentry, and just tries to engage whenever Kelazhur moves out to take a third. Maybe even attacks the natural, but he's 100% going to warp in Zealots in the main at the same time. Tries to get a kill on the Siege Tank, but the Marines do manage to defend it. Does slow down the CC though as well. Workers killed, looking very nice for Haas. Let's see, is it charge or blink? Charge! He doesn't have a lot of gas right now, but yeah, it's charge. I feel like I'm getting a much better feel for how Haas wants to play the game after casting these games. I feel like I know exactly kind of where he wants to get. And yeah, he's there right now where he has absolute control. He won't take the gases on the third. He'll take a 4th base beforehand. It looks like he's only going to go 3 gas as well because he's not making Stalkers this time. And yeah, he's got a Warp Prism on the way. So yeah, he's just going to go mass charge. Like the Phoenixes are going to keep being dickheads. Oh, he gets a Siege Tank and an SCV. Douchebag Phoenix, man. Douchebag Phoenix. Does lose a Phoenix for that one, but they've already done their work. The unit's loss tab tells a beautiful story for Haas. He's expanded quicker throughout this game. He's built his work account up faster, and yet despite that, he's also been 1,000 resources more efficient, killing 10 SCVs this game. Nice little snipe there for Kelazhur, but he is pinned in, playing overly defensive off a rather impotent position up against a mobile and controlling Haas, who is all over the map. He's got his charge lots moving out now. He's got +1 armor, the Warp Prism, Immortals. This is exactly what I was talking about, that big timing And there we go. Lots of gateways, no gases. Kelazhur should be walling off so frantically right now. I'd even just build an engineering bay there. Oh, he's just going to build bunkers. Okay, so he's going to say, look, I don't want to just be turtling because it's dangerous to just be stuck on 2 bases. I'm going to sneak 8 Marines out. I'm going to try and defend with mass Marines, but I think Haas might just slap him in the face. This is not a lot of Marines. Stim is done. Shields is not. It's 40 seconds away. 1 big warp into Zealots, and Haas might just go. Already, the Widow Mine goes down. Okay, these Marines are going to be able to get in those bunkers. This drop going over there, it's going to be able to hit that 3rd. And should be able to do very well there. Haas takes a 4th base. Templar Archives and gases on the 3rd. He's not going to headbutt. He says, I'm not going to attack into that. You're on 2 base. I'm on 3. I'm just going to take a 4th and take the safe lead. But he's going to have to be quick on this recall. He's got energy. He's got energy. He starts warping in. Those units will go down very quickly, though. No recall. Odd. There we go. Okay, decides to recall finally. The Phoenix are way out of position, though. Kelazhur picks up and drops here. I mean, there's Phoenix on the way home. That's the problem for Kelazhur right now. And there's a shield battery in each mineral line. I think he's just going to unload, stim, focus fire, and you can probably kill 3 or 4 probes here. But the Phoenix was so far away. He's actually, maybe... Oh, that's cute. That's really cute. Hoping the Phoenix would go up that way, and then he has time to stim back in and focus down Marines. But Haas here, more focused on the main army right now, coming forward. There's still 2 bunkers up. Good job for Kelazhur not selling those. He can't get trapped by force fields, though. He's got to be careful. Marines in the main mineral line. Haas is just going to go. When Haas is out of position... Oh, 3rd command center is out of position. There's not much anti-air, though. Oh, my God. That's a big, fat Zealot warp in. So many probes taking losses here. Kelazhur is finding some very nice, efficient bits of damage, but his army's way too small, and he gets trapped way too slow on the retreat there. He saves 1 medevac worth of units, but a good engagement from Haas. The drop here, though, doing some damage right now. Kelazhur's still down 15 workers, though. He needs more of this. Like, yeah, he's finding edges. He's showing he's a skillful player. He's clearly better at the multitasking than Haas is. But it's also the fact that Haas is committing so much to the front that he doesn't really have all the pieces at home. Finally, a few Zealots coming over. Phoenix needs to get on top of that medevac, and it looks like they finally will. I think Kelazhur is still way too far out on the map here. Pull back. If he gets force fielded, he'll be in trouble. These Widow Mines are a nice fallback point. He may need to just move this siege tank, abandon these bunkers, because if he doesn't get a 3rd mining soon, he's just screwed. The 4th base is up. Haas, uncharacteristically, replacing probes as quickly as they die, is still up 20 workers. Kelazhur, throughout that, got 18 worker kills, and is still down 20 workers. He's got +2 weapons on the way, which is great. He's got a good Widow Mine count, his bio count. Finally, he's getting to the stage where the Zealots aren't quite as scary, but the problem is Storm's halfway done. The problem is he doesn't have a Liberators or Librange or Ghosts out. And that's why Kelazhur really is just on defense mode. All he's got to do is try to hang on. He's trying to stim forward. The command center has to lift. Nice stim forward, but he can't chase into the storms. We've got 3 High Templar in the prism. Storm is just 9 seconds from finishing. Oh, that's a beautiful row of Widow Mines. Horny Haas, hangry Storms coming forward. Will he be able to land them? Storms all over the bio. Beautiful storm drops. Hot damn. You do not expect storm drop control like that from the Taiwanese Protoss. He just landed those beautifully as quickly as he was dropping, even though he was in the lib zones. Obliterates Kelazhur's army. And hangry Haas manages to close it out. Holy shit, this psychopath, man. I feel for Kelazhur. I do feel for him, but I think he wasn't specific enough with his tells in the early game, here or on Redshift. Haas takes the series 3-2, guys. We're going to do some very quick post-game analysis, and I'll show you. So, what he should be looking for in this game with his SCV scout is to scout that cybercore timing, and that's something which you've got to check against Haas, because it gives you so much of a clue as to where he's committed his early resources. Because the scary thing about Haas, if you're not discerning about the difference in his gateway timings, is you think, oh, it's a proxy Stargate. Oh, yeah. But some games, it seems a lot more powerful than other games. So why is that? It's because it hits you like 30 seconds faster. Or his immortals hit you 30 seconds faster. Why? Because he's cut like 4 probes out of his build and gone a 13 gate. This game, though, if he came in with that SCV, that's a normal Cybercore timing. Look, that's a full mineral line and both gases fully mining. That's a regular build order. This is not a commitment to crazy cheese. Yes, he might be proxying, but it's not a commitment to crazy cheese. So what you can say here is Kelazhur is one of two things. So you can see he's reacted with a delayed second gas and said, oh shit, you know what? I'm going to play one base. He's building a bunker just from scouting no natural. Terrible mistake. Massive waste. So he goes, oh shit, I'm getting cheese, starts building a marine, doesn't start his reactor. He says, I've just got to turtle up on one base, get a factory, get out tanks and marines and bunkers. I'm waiting. I'm trying to remember what the tell was. I think there's a point where he realizes there's no proxy outside his base. And then he cancels this bunker or sells it. And he tries to build the CC on the low ground going, oh, I've been duped. There's actually not a rush coming. Yeah. At some point here, he realizes like, oh, wait. Nothing's coming? But then even a single adept gets his cancel on a command center. And this is already an inefficient build where he's overreacting to something which can't hit him this early. You just do not need a bunker this fast. And then he builds the command center and gets this canceled. So it's the combination of not checking the Cybercore timing and the opening gateway timing as a result of that. And it's the fact that going for the command center here, realizing, oh shit, I've gone and over-responded. I need to make up for it by building the CC on the low ground. Oh crap. Loses another 100 minerals and time on that. So the thing is, he's not getting very fast tech up. This is reactive tech. It's slow. So it's not super fast cloaked banshees. It's not super fast ravens or tanks or cyclones. Okay, so he's not getting the advantages of a tech build. He's not getting the advantages of an economic build. He's overcommitting to defense. And he ends up this game so far behind from Haas. And then he comes through the base, and all that does is create more questions because Haas has been so clever. And that's why this Stargate, mixing this into a series, is the genius of Haas. I'm going to play a normal expand build. Yeah, I go 2 gases. I get a faster Cybercore. My Nexus is a little delayed. So it looks kind of scary, but it's actually very, very different. And it's so hard mid-series to figure that out because you don't get to see everything. I get to see everything as the caster. I'm not saying Kelazhur was dumb by any means. I would have been massacred 1,000 times harder than Kelazhur in this series. Like, I would not have stood a chance. But it's just interesting breaking it down from the sidelines and realizing how he needed to read the plays differently and how he needed to look for different specific tells. And I think the Cybercore timing is the biggest one, the most useful one. He very well could have just expanded to his natural. If he wanted to be safe, build a bunker, get a marine in that bunker at the low ground. And do that all off 1 gas. He didn't need the second gas. And then I then still go Ravens and tanks. I think Ravens tanks, get out Cloaked Banshees to force detection from Haas. I think this is all good stuff. And, you know, we saw him play just so clean on Lost and Found with this sort of style. But the difference there was that he scouted the main. He scouted everything. Haas was going super cheesy that game. He'd cut heaps of workers, so Haas was already behind, and then Haas had to try to transition into a normal game after having his cheesy shit scouted. So it was a very different start. This game, Kelazhur was just so far behind. It's not like he played bad. It's just, man, the Raven dying when it first comes out. The Phoenix is getting absolute control. I talked about earlier how Haas has macro issues and multitasking issues, but you can't expose those issues if you're in a game where you're stuck in your corner of the map and you're not pressuring him at all. You don't force him to multitask. You don't put pressure on him, so it's easy for him to macro. Haas closes out the series 3-2. Incredible play there. Proceeds to the top 8 of WCS Valencia to face Nurtio.